Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Star Wars Power Half Hour right here on the Contingency Plan Podcast. My name is David, and today I've got a special guest with me along for the ride as we read through some comics and talk about some news. We have Erica.
Hi.
Not everyone knows Erica, but Erica's here.
That's true, I guess.
Oh, man. So how's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Nobody ever asked me. Even my brother, you know.
Really?
The Darth doesn't even ask me. He's like, oh, yeah.
Maybe the Sith don't ask how people are.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So.
Oh, I'm fine too, by the way. You know, I had a week. So, okay. Well, Erica, we're going to go through some comics.
Okay.
I made you read these.
Made is a strong word.
So I could yeah, so we have issue 2 of Star Wars Allegiance, which is our journey to the Rise of Skywalker. And then because we're getting close to Halloween, and the Return to Vader's Castle series has been coming out under the IWD Star Wars Adventures lineup of comics, which are geared more towards, young adult and kids. I figured we'd do, start doing some of those throughout the month, get a spooky story going.
Spooky Halloween.
Oh, God. And I think you had the same reaction that I did when I originally started reading these, and I thought like Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yeah,
right?
It was totally Tales from the Crypt, yeah.
Oh, man. So we'll get into those, but I actually had an article here to go through, and this isn't really news, but a few months ago, I read an article about a father who took their daughter to Galaxy's Edge, and one of the troopers asked him, put away your lightsaber, do a little role play. And, the guy was kind of, a little irritated about that. And I just thought it was strange, his reaction. Because for me, I kind of understand the role play angle that they're taking. And plus, you don't want a little 6-year-old whacking everybody with their lightsaber, which is, it's going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, this article came up, I think, on Facebook, titled, "Let's Cancel the Kids Star Wars Stormtrooper Costume." And you read through this too. What were your initial thoughts of this article?
That the guy doesn't have a very, good handle on what's fantasy and what's reality, and is maybe overreacting a little bit. So, I don't know. Don't tell people what they can dress up as.
Well, yeah, I'm very much with you there. He called it icky.
Yes.
Literally the word icky. Having kids dressing up as Star Wars stormtroopers for Halloween is icky. Mostly because stormtroopers have horrific counterparts both in history and in everyday headlines. So first of all, this is fantasy. Mm-hmm. It's make-believe. But, during World War II, the Nazis had the Stromjublungens, Brockenlungs. I don't know. I can't pronounce stuff. You should know that by now. But it translates into storm detachment. Oh, no, it's a storm detachment. Stormtroopers are totally the same thing, right? All stormtroopers are Nazis.
It's like the Blitzkrieg,
Well, we could, yeah. So, in a way, I kind of understand what he's talking about from that sort of symbolic nature of things, but... Mm-hmm. Oh, and they also included a, no matter if you agree with her father or not, but Ivanka Trump had put a tweet out with one of her little kids with a little stormtrooper costume.
Oh, is that what that picture was?
Yes.
The kid looks super awkward.
Oh, well, yeah, he's totally awkward, but he's got his little stormtrooper thing on. He's having a good time. That got eviscerated for completely other reasons, mm-hmm. especially Mark Hamill. But, again, it's showcasing a kid who just wants to have a thing of armor.
Yeah.
I was talking to you about this earlier. I was mm-hmm. like, sometimes kids just want a suit of armor. And it's not necessarily because a stormtrooper might be their favorite character or something, but mm-hmm. there's something sort of emotionally helpful, reinforcing about that. Even, having a physical piece of armor on. Mm-hmm. I've thought about doing some of the Star Wars cosplay, but I was like, Yeah, but I think I'd want one with a helmet, at least to start out.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're kind of telling kids now, oh, you can't dress up as that, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, even your own brother on this podcast is being a Sith.
Right.
I mean, are you going to tell him that is wrong? And that's, I mean, I kind of see that as the same thing. You're not allowed to be anybody who's vaguely evil in your own, fantasy role play thing.
Yeah.
That's not very realistic.
Well, you had also caught in the article where it was like, talking about, oh, Darth Vader, Kylo Ren is fine, but not a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
But, like Kylo Ren has killed people on screen, like
deliberately.
Well,
Yeah.
in very close emotional scenes.
Yes.
Darth Vader the same way. I mean, he cut off his own son's hand.
Yeah. And somehow that's more okay.
It's more okay than the nameless, faceless who were either clones in the beginning or,
brainwashed
children.
Yeah.
So, but again, it doesn't have anything to do with the Nazi party and their possible storm detachment. Maybe that might have been an idea behind it, creating it. But for these kids, sometimes it's just like a cool suit of white armor.
Yeah, definitely.
Or black armor or red armor or whatever you might have.
Well, and
maybe they want to be Captain Cardinal. Who knows?
And you can see, adults doing the same thing. I mean, we were talking about the 501st,
Yep.
and that's a very large group of people being stormtroopers. You're going to tell them they're wrong?
Right. And I've met so many of those guys, and I see the smiles on kids' faces that, just seeing that dress up kind of brings to them. So, yeah, I kind of think it's a little bit crazy to just say, no, you can't do it. And anyway, that guy wrote a horrible article. It was a horrible read. And as soon as you say icky, you lose me. So we're going to go ahead and move on here. I'm going to jump into Return from Vader's Castle. This is titled The Horned Devil. This is issue 1. We actually have 3 issues out. And by the time I get to the next one, it'll probably be, let me look at the date. Yeah. So the next one will be out next week. So I'll be, 3 in the hole from now on, but we'll get these out as they progress. So this was written by Kevin Scott. I didn't actually look at that. I'll be darned. That's kind of cool. He followed me on Twitter not too long ago.
So fancy.
You all should follow me on Twitter too. It's at TC Plan Podcast.
Get that social media plug.
Yeah, social media. See, it was such a fantastic segue. All right, so initial thoughts without getting too spoilery so far. What were your thoughts on this comic?
I don't know. I liked it. I thought the artwork was kind of gritty, which was cool.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, if it's all Tales from the Crypt, you would hope it would be gritty.
Right.
And the storyline was easy to follow, which is not always the case in comic books.
True.
And I don't know. It was a fun read. So.
Yeah, I agree. It is, and I didn't read the original Tales from Vader's Castle.
Oh.
I still need to buy it. But this one just came out. I was like, well, I might as well start somewhere. But yeah, so we're, the castle is obviously Mustafar, Vader's castle on Mustafar. Let's see here. So we start with this interesting guy who's obviously like our crypt keeper character. And it looks like he's doing a little torturing. And he's got kind of what looks like sort of like a lightsaber E type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's a flashlight. I don't know.
It kind of looks like a torch, like
Yeah.
an old-timey torch.
It's a really long torch. He's just spewing lava out there. It's great. But the introduction is very much Tales from the Crypt. Trying to set up a storyline. But you do see some faces here. You got Jabba and I'm only saying these because I know the other covers to the comics. They even put him here. But you got Jabba the Hutt, Tarkin, Darth Maul, and Ventress, and then Darth Vader. And I guess his method of torture is telling creepy stories.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you tell me what I want with creepy stories.
Don't tell me another one. I'll tell you anything you want to hear.
Please, God, no. No more. No more. Oh, maybe one more. And it starts like all classics on a dark and stormy planet.
Oh my God, I
Did you
laughed
catch
so
it?
hard at that.
So we have this group of kids, younglings, and a droid, captain of this ship. What was her name? Wow.
I think it says it on the first page.
Is it on the first page? Am I missing it? Wow, we're really doing a great job. Well, anyway,
Whatever.
I'll come across it as we go through.
It's got a lot of S's in it. I know that.
Yeah, so we're on Lothal Minor, and apparently it's just crazy to go onto this planet.
It's like a trash planet, sort of, right? Or
Yeah, it kind of is. And so she just dumps the kids out on the planet, and they're freaking out and fighting each other. Let's see, what was the one kid's name? Brenner, and then oh God, I can't remember some of these races of aliens. It's always been.
Oh, I had no idea what they were.
It's always kind of like one of my weak points is I never remember the name of these various aliens, but I mean, literally, they're all getting into a fight.
Yeah.
And running around the trash, and unfortunately, they fall through the surface here and into a hole. And I must say the name much later because I could have sworn, Captain Spike Wheel.
Spike Wheel.
That's what it was. It was in one of the
Just
text
the one
boxes. Just Spike Wheel. Yeah. Okay, so they're maneuvering through this tunnel. One of our characters has like a little glow stick that malfunctions. Got to be afraid of the dark. Mm-hmm. And we kind of see through the top here. There's a hole in the top of the tunnel where a little tendril or something snatches one of our adventurers here. Where did he go? Well, I don't know. Well, two of the characters don't even really seem all that concerned, but this Brenner or Brennar.
Yeah. The humanish one.
Yeah, well, he goes off looking for him, and he finds him. He's just sort of dangling there as if suspended in midair. And he's like, "I'm sorry. It came out of nowhere. It grabbed me.
Sign.
I couldn't stop him." And then all of a sudden we see Darth Maul.
I was so surprised. Literally.
Well, that's one of the things. I mean, like the cover doesn't exactly say Darth Maul.
No,
maybe the species.
It says spider guy.
Yeah.
Spider horned guy.
But it happens to be Darth Maul, and he's not. I actually thought this little kid was like dead and being controlled.
Yeah.
That was my first thought, but no, this is for kids.
Yeah.
Get your head out of the gutter. Invaders, interlopers, come to find me, to hunt me, to take me away. Oh my stars. Of all the exclamations that have come out of Star Wars, "Oh my stars" might be one of the ones that I never ever want to use.
It's like in X-Men with Hank, because he always goes, "Oh my stars and garters."
Oh my goodness, that's pulling one out there that I didn't remember that at all. So anyway, Brenner, he doesn't have any time for Maul's crap.
No.
He throws a rock at him.
Effective.
Super effective. He lets go of his friend, and they kind of start to run from it for it. Mm-hmm. God, I don't have a stutter. And then Maul's chasing them down the hallway, and just to make mention, he's kind of got, obviously he's halfsies right now, but he's got a giant spider butt with 6 legs.
He's like all cables or something like that.
Yeah.
I was kind of confused as to the
some
makeup of
there's
his
like
actual
some
body.
bandages here, around
like
his
he just hot
midsection.
glued himself inside of a cable spider body.
This'll totally work.
Yeah.
So as they're chasing them, we finally get to the point where it's a dead end. What are we going to do? Going to do. tell you what you're going to do. You're going to die.
Ah.
Such great work there. But then old Maul gets zapped, which I actually kind of like that visual of that, which is cool. So one of our other children here, Grits. Mm-hmm. Grits will get what's coming to him, but he was the one who got punched initially. But anyway,
he's a little jerk.
Yeah, he's a jerk, but he has a shock net.
Yeah.
So they capture Maul, and then we figure out this was the plan all along. Mm-hmm. The kids were bait. Grisk was basically the droid's first in command, and they were sent there to capture Maul for a large prize. However, as most things happen, this isn't going to work out too well for our friends. And, you know, the kids are really confused. It's like, because the ship's just there. Mm-hmm. Like, you pushed us out here. What is this? And then Grisk, you know, what can I say? You were bait. Flits to catch an arachnor. I mean, cheese to catch a mice. A mouse. Going plural there. Slime sucker. That was another one that was thrown around. You no good slime sucker.
Yeah.
Never intentionally suck slime, so. But there's a lot of tension here between the crew. I mean, they all have been at each other's throats throughout this. So we have a little contingency. So where are we taking the cargo, boss? I'm still trying to work that out. The message is garbled. Take Maul to Mother.
Who's Mother?
Take him to Mount Gethrazorn. Gethzaron. You know I don't pronounce things. You've listened to this podcast before. That voice, the message isn't garbled. And just as Brenner says that, Maul escapes the net. I mean, a giant spider body and a little net.
With, like, cutter hands and stuff.
How could he ever escape? And essentially, this was Maul's call out. Mm-hmm. It wasn't somebody like, you know, trying to get Maul. Maul had made a call, and this was their plan to get him off planet. Mm-hmm. Our droid captain. I really can't talk today. Our droid captain looks like she's gonna blast him with her little blaster hands, but you know, Maul just tears her in half.
Yep, as you do.
I mean, that's how you deal with droids, I guess. C-3PO knows all about that.
Being disassembled, yeah.
Yep. And apparently, multiple times, he had a red hand and a red arm in Force Awakens for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's just a better model. Waiting to get it gold-plated, you know.
It's like one of those cars where just like the hood is a different color.
Is that fiberglass? No, it's primer black. Thank you. So, one of our characters need to get out of here, need to get away. Puts the ship forward. Everybody's flying backwards, grabbing cables. Maul's slammed back into the cargo hold door, which they release. And our friend Grisk also gets sucked down to the planet with Maul.
Well, that's going to suck.
Well, it's funny because like the kids, it isn't a malicious thing. He just... He lost his handhold. Mm-hmm. And the kids are like, Grisk, it's no good. He's gone. Get us out of here. And they finally get the name of the one who was captured. Mm-hmm.
What
do you think? Celis?
Celis. Yeah.
Celis. Same thing. But yeah, they book out of there. Mm-hmm. They're not even going to help old poor Grisk.
Well, he did play them dirty, so... You know.
He played him hard, and the droid's done, and now they've
got a free ship.
That's awesome. That's all they wanted, was just be a part of the crew. Now they're their own crew.
Yeah.
And now we get some caption boxes. The captain had been right when Grisk and the others first arrived. Turn the page, and then you wash your hands. No one ever came to Lothal Minor, not unless they were crazy. And Darth Maul's really interested in getting Grisk here. No escape. Ah! Oh, The scavenger wanted the job of a lifetime. Turns out his life was shorter than expected. That's the trouble with greed. It never ends well. Of course, you found that out for yourself when you tried to steal from my master. Rebel scum. And then I thought this was kind of little chintz here, but hi, my name is Lieutenant Thom Hud, and I'm in real trouble. He's just like an old dude with a beard.
Yeah, he looks like a dwarf.
Yeah, we've both been reading a little bit of Lord of the Rings lately, so Rebel scum. All right, so that's the end of that, and the next issue will be The Curse of Tarkin.
I'd like to read that one.
Governor Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin, is potentially one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. I think a lot of it's character driven because I love the actor who played him and I loved his portrayal in the movie.
Yeah.
But he was just such a sneaky guy. Sneaky, sneaky snake. All right, I know that was exciting.
It was exciting.
But are you ready for issue 2 of Allegiance?
Well, does this one have a moral the way that one does?
No. Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny. Again, Tales of the Crypt. It comes in, they give you setup, and they give you a rundown at the end.
Yeah.
It's
Greed is bad, children.
Thom. Thom, you should have never tried to steal Thom. Why is his name Thom? Why can't it just be Tom?
Maybe it's Tom and the H is silent.
Maybe it's Hom and the T's silent. Jeez. By that logic. Okay.
Isn't that how you spelled Thomas?
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yes, that is technically how. Yes, but you know when you can't be Thomas anymore, you got to be just Tom. It's the same with Robert, Bob. How do you get Bob out of Robert? Who knows?
You just call him Bobbert.
Bobbert. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now into Allegiance 2, Troubled Waters. We'll read some of the script here. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren leads the evil First Order in hunting what little remains of the valiant. Jeez.
Do you want me to read it?
Maybe. Valiant resistance. Desperate for aid, General Leia Organa has taken Rey and Rose Tico to Mon Cala, where they seek the help of the inhabitants, the Quarren, and the Mon Calamari, which you got a big kick out of.
Yes.
What did you say specifically?
Oh, calamari, like fry them up, lightly batter them and then fry them up.
Maybe they do. Meanwhile, Finn and Poe Dameron plan to raid a lost weapons depot from an abandoned rebel base. That ordnance could be the spark that reignites the flame of the rebellion, which I really need that phrase to go away too. The spark that lights the bonfire, that lights the torch, that then goes to light another bonfire, that lights the Olympic torch. It starts the Olympics.
That's what I was thinking too.
However, their efforts may be in vain as they are tracked by a trio of bounty hunters, one of which is a villainous shapeshifter.
Dun dun dun.
Arriving at Mon Cala's capital, Dak City.
Maybe it's Doc.
I want to say Dak.
Because you're from the Midwest.
Dak City. Doc City, yeah, maybe. Leia and Rey hope to negotiate an alliance, adding Mon Calamari ships to the Resistance Armada. Expecting to be welcomed with open arms, our heroes were shocked to be greeted at gunpoint by the city's amphibious inhabitants. Become a legend. Star Wars Outer Rim. Oh, that's something different. Never mind. Ads and comics.
It is a cool looking ad, though.
It is a good looking ad. Hey,
I mean, I looked at it for a few minutes, so that did its job, I guess.
You gotta love comic ads. Some of them can be really good.
Yeah.
All right, so on Mon Cala, on Dak City, once a major center for the Rebel Alliance. Times have changed. And this is the thing about this. I mean, the Mon Calamari ships were essentially most of what the Rebels had. And commanders, Admiral Akbar. But when we go to this planet, one of the things that we were kind of talking about beforehand, the Quarren and the Mon Calamari, they were at war, civil war, and the rebellion basically sided with the Mon Calamari over the Quarren. But now they seem to have sidled a peace, I guess. But not with Leia.
Nope.
I'll ask you one more time. Why shouldn't we kill you where you stand? Chewie just picks up one. He's so cool. Yard, unhand me, dry breather.
I enjoyed that.
You
dry breather.
Well, you shut up, you water breather. You can't call us that. Only we can call us that.
I mean, they're on land, so they're also
They're
dry
also
breathers. Your insult doesn't work when you're insulting yourself as well.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I should gut you, whelp. If not for your general, my family would not have been tortured and killed under the yoke of imperial oppression. So, I mean, it's true. These guys have been through a lot, but maybe a little bit of misplaced anger here on Leia. It's not like Leia specifically ordered them to do it, you know? And then Rey steps in, puts a little staff. I like the look on the Corrin's face there.
Yeah. Little crossed eyes.
A staff? What can we do against a staff? And then we get a new character. That's no way to treat an honored guest and war hero. Try to drown them, and it's you who will be fed to the fishes, the big kind, with many teeth. Just because you're the son of a war hero doesn't not make you one yourself. And being the descendant of traitors doesn't make you a traitor, necessarily.
Ooh.
Bah.
Burn.
I just like, bah. Watch your mouth, boy. You are swimming in depths above your head. They bolded out swimming. So we have Admiral Akbar's son and Afab, right? Aftab.
Isn't aft like a direction on a ship?
It is.
Yeah.
So Aftab. So they go down to the morning shrines, which is actually, I'm trying to kind of figure out this a little bit more. They're clearly underwater.
Yeah.
And Aftab, did you notice Aftab isn't really into shirts?
Oh, no.
He doesn't wear shirts.
Okay. Well,
I mean, even when they're meeting with their king, he doesn't wear a shirt.
yeah, good for him.
Everybody
yeah.
else is wearing, fish people clothes, but he's just like, I'll wear pants. But a shirt is out of the question. I'm the James Dean around here.
I was going to say, I can make like a Twilight joke, but you probably haven't seen Twilight, so.
Please don't do that.
It's a funny joke.
We'll leave your funny joke to another time. So anyway, these seem to be, like statues or busts of the heads, which he curiously slips a clamshell in.
Yeah.
Just lightly in the lips. Just put that clamshell in.
He's honoring his father.
By feeding...
She didn't have to come all the way there to warn him.
Well, she didn't, and she actually didn't, but... Leia does say your father would be proud of who you've become. And I just thought this was a little interesting. My father had maybe seen me once since my spawning.
Oh.
His focus was elsewhere. So Akbar probably didn't know his son. But his son, does sort of say here, but I knew him. I studied every battle, every victory, and I understand you were with him when he died. And sometimes illustrations kind of get me a little bit of a chuckle.
Yeah, the flashback.
It's kind of a horrible thing, but it also, the look on Leia's face in the comic is, ah!
Yeah.
I shouldn't have chuckled, but I did. I mean, the Mon Cal are all basically getting incinerated, and then just Leia's face. And then the next panel is lightly slipping that clamshell in the mouth.
Lightly.
Just lightly. Very slow. So anyway, the rest of our friends here, Rose, Rey, Chewie, and C-3PO, are in a little ship following them around because obviously they're not going to put on a scuba suit like Leia.
No. I guess I kind of assumed that they both came in that ship too, and she was like, all right, I got to scuba out here and...
Probably.
deposit my shell. So
deposit, just deposit that shell.
Yeah.
Now this is a little bit of emo Rey here. Now in the first comic, she's fighting this giant trash monster, and she's not necessarily feeling right about her place in the story right now. So she kind of continues here. Here we are at the bottom of an ocean on a planet on the other end of the rim from the real action. Just lovely. And of course, Chewie's, very strong answer.
Yeah.
Another thing I've noticed in these, I don't know if you really picked up on this, C-3PO has a little bit more intelligent dialogue than I think he's normally given, because most is just like annoying.
Yeah.
But he's actually trying to like make sense of things.
I did not notice that.
Which is why he goes evil in The Rise of Skywalker. Spoiler alert. Perhaps General Organa has realized that discretion might be the wisest course of action.
I don't know. That seems kind of classic pedantic C-3PO there a little bit. So.
Yeah, I guess.
Because he's
it's just
a little bit of a coward.
Maybe it's just they're giving him more lines.
Yeah, maybe.
They're just like throwing him in these conversations, and he's giving answers. It's like, why are you talking? You may be fluent in over 7 million forms of communication, but you still manage to say the exact wrong thing surprisingly often. That's like a classic Luke Skywalker answer right there.
I feel like she's being very Luke Skywalker here.
She is.
Everyone's having fun without me. Why can't I leave this farm?
Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to be some kind of great last link to the Jedi or something. And I'm here safe. Well, technically, it's not that safe. If there was a crack in the hull, we would all... While my friends are fighting for their lives for the cause. And then Rose, little Rose here, cute little Rose. Do you think Fionn's okay?
I like Rose.
Of course he's going to be okay, and then you can give him all the kisses when he comes back. I don't know. What did you think? What did you think about the Finn and Rose sort of thing?
He certainly transferred his affections quickly, because he
Yeah.
was all into Rey at first. But I like Rose. She's feisty, and and she's not. She has a personality beyond being like manic pixie dream girl thing. So, which I think is important.
Well, I think she grew up a lot because when they first introduced her, obviously she's mourning her sister.
Yeah.
But when she met Finn, it was like, oh, Finn,
You're a hero.
You big, strong resistance hero. You're the greatest. Oh, wait, why are you running away?
Yeah.
Zap. But, I mean, a lot of people gave that character and then subsequently Kelly Marie Tran a lot of crap. And then Rian Johnson a lot of crap for that.
Well, I mean, the whole casino planet thing was...
Cantobite.
It was excessive. It was way excessive. It just took you out of the story unnecessarily so that they could have their, animals or people too moment. So, which is fine in general, but it didn't really belong in the flow, I guess.
No, I do agree with you there. So I'm interested to see how it goes past that. I would have been very cool with a Finn and Rey adventure.
Yeah.
I would have been cool if Poe weren't as big a character and it was just like literally a two major character adventure, throw in a droid, there you go. Now, if Poe would have died on Jakku in that sand trap, it would have sucked, but I also would have been okay if like, oh, now I'm Poe. I took your jacket and I'm going to take your droid too.
So he's Buffalo Bill, but...
Well, it's not putting the lotion on the skin, so don't worry about it. So anyway, back to the comic, because we're now over a power half hour. We're going into overtime again.
He's never going to ask me to do this again.
No, that's cool. So now we're on the moon of Abbott, where Finn and Poe are finally getting to the weapons depot. However, hot on the trail are a group of bounty hunters with giant guns.
Ooh.
And let's see here. So, we also have my favorite ship in the Star Wars universe, the Snowspeeder, which was seen on Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back on Hoth. I don't know why. It's my favorite ship, though. They had little grappling arms that took down the AT-ATs. And it was just kind of cool to see one here. It's super derelict. That thing's not going to fly. Thing's probably worse than those stupid rail speeders that were on Crate.
I liked those. Those were funny.
Well, they were interesting, but they were also pieces of garbage. So they're looking around here, and Finn's like, well, like, where are the weapons? I mean, there's nothing here. But Poe, being the eternal Leia optimist, if Leia said it was here, Finn, they're here, and you better stop questioning it. He wasn't like mad at him. But. So we do meet two of the, I don't know if these are necessarily new recruits or old hands, but those are bounty hunters. I'm sure they gave their names in the first, so I don't know if they say them again. But anyway, so one of our rebels here, I'm just gonna call them rebels, resistanceers. They're rebels,
Resistance fighters.
Yeah, but that's just too long. Rebels sounds better. So one of our rebels here is supposed to be guarding the door, and he gets attacked by our little Ant-Man with a giant beard shapeshifter. See, he's got little pincers.
Oh, he does. Yeah,
He's like a cross between a spider, Red Skull, an ant, a bearded, hulking, like the dude who plays the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Oh, he kind of looks like an Ood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Except
okay.
he
doesn't have the tentacles.
There's no brain in his hand or whatever.
That's a cross platform there. Yeah. So anyway, the Ood, he takes out our sentry here, and this is the shapeshifter. However, we switch perspectives again. This is again 3 stories in one.
Yeah.
On Fondor. Fondor sounds like fondle, but anyway, could have came up with a better name. So we have a looks like a big old shipyard, and I'm assuming that this is like either the ruler or something
got a cool
of the planet.
Hat on.
Yeah, it's an interesting hat. I've already told you we have done nothing wrong. A resistance contingent passed through here, but we refused to assist them. So you admit that you had contact with the enemies of the First Order. Such an act of treason necessitates extreme measures. Effective immediately, the First Order will take control of the shipyards. But Fondor has always been independently run, even the Empire. And then we get our supreme leader looking super.
Not an excellent drawing of him, in my opinion. I don't think it looks very much like Adam Driver.
No, not really. But again, comic leasing kind of has that a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, Kylo, we have learned from the mistakes of the Empire. They were too lenient, and he chops off this dude's head.
Yeah.
So to stop here just for a second, because I think when you got to this part, I made a joke about also Reylo, Total Bendemption, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So this is now the second planet in these comics that the First Order has destroyed. First with the peaceful caterpillar people, and now we have the shipbuilders, which they're not going to destroy the planet, but they took it and they killed their leader.
Right.
I understand there are some people that really want Rey and Kylo to get together. There are people that really want Bendemption, but the way they're writing him and the way he is being portrayed is very Sithy, kind of like Jason Solo in the New Jedi Order, that while he had different motivations for going to the dark side, he still went to the dark side and had to be destroyed. He wasn't turned back.
Yeah.
So why, and I've always said this too, when you have a movie like this, you have to have a clear-cut villain. The clear-cut villain in Star Wars, the original series, was Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, well, what about Vader? No. Emperor Palpatine was the main guy. He was eventually destroyed. Or was he?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we never know.
So, yes. There is no redemption for him, in my opinion. He's beyond that at this point. So,
well, we will see. We will certainly see. Daisy Ridley did come out in an interview and said that the Reylo thing would be addressed in the movie.
Oh.
So an answer, not that it would happen, but that there would be some sort of answer for it. And I think JJ should be okay to wrap this stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, she pretty definitively rejected him in the what number was that? 8?
But they touched hands.
Well, and then she rejected him.
I know. Well, anyway, so back shifting perspectives again, we have Leia addressing the king.
Yay.
Look, Aftab,
Yeah.
shirtless.
No shirt, but he's got arm things going on, or his arms just
Gauntlets.
green? Gauntlets. Okay.
Yes. He's got his spiky gauntlets. Now,
Very
it could be his
important.
actual arms. Who knows?
With the calamari.
Yes. So Leia addresses the king, and again, she is essentially asking for ships and aid.
Mm-hmm.
Your Majesty, King Etchchar, sure. It is an honor to be received for an audience. Please speak to the point, for I have much business of state to attend. And the king looks in bad shape. He's like hooked up to ventilators. He's in a weird chair thing. So Leia continues, unfortunately, Your Highness, war is coming even to Mon Cala, and it will swamp all other business of state. Swamp it.
I know. I was like, oh, good water pun.
Yep. Over 30 years ago, your ancestor Lichar, you got to keep that last name,
Yeah.
stood against the tide of imperial repression. He sacrificed much to, how dare you make a sacrifice? Corins are always...
That's drama kings.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the king, it's like you ask a lot of our people still nursing decade-old wounds. We will adjourn until tomorrow. So we get out of the pool here. Again, still shirtless Aftab. Well, that certainly was not the most encouraging of political dialogues. C-3PO. Again, adding his 2 cents or 3 cents. 3PO old friend. Were you ever encouraged about politics? I certainly haven't been. And I've been a politician all my life. And then we have some Corins here in the background. The longer Leia and her people stay on Mon Cala, the more at risk we are. Then, General, let's help show that they are overstaying their welcome. Shifting perspectives again back to the moon of Avidat. Hey, they do give some names.
Yeah.
Tonkins. Sir, it's Tonkins, sir. Didn't I tell him to hang back and guard the entrance? Well, Tonkins is our shapeshifter. Like, you look a little sick. Are you all right? What do you mean I don't look right? Do you have any idea how much effort it takes to shapeshift properly?
I love that he's offended.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have some humor in Star Wars, though.
He takes pride in his craft.
Yes. So the 3 of our extras, a.k.a. red shirts, cross-promotional, all are taken out. And one of them even sacrifices herself for Finn, takes a knife, straight to the heart.
Makes a funny sound.
Irk.
Yeah.
Thunk. Yeah, I love comic book. Well, they throw in a random pew.
I know.
Pew, pew.
I'm pretty sure I said that out loud while I was reading it.
It's one of my favorite things. If you don't say pew,
Then why are you even here?
because the last one had a different blaster sound. It's like, no, you write pew.
Pew pew.
Anyway, Poe's back here just doing his job, and we found him. Found the
Good job,
weapons.
Poe. What are they?
It doesn't really say yet.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, Finn literally just jumps into the room. We've got a problem. They seal off the door. However, that's the only way in or out. Our bounty hunters do say, Finn, this is your only chance to surrender. You're worth more alive than dead, but we'll get paid either way. So Finn's kind of like, oh, well, they don't know Poe's here. His boyfriend.
Yeah.
As everybody likes to fantasize. Do you have a little bit of a Poe and Finn?
Oh, sure. That would be
fantasy?
great. Yeah.
Is that the flavor of the month right now?
They have such a cute bromance. It's great.
Well, you could totally have my jacket, Finn.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
glad you're alive.
Oh my God, that's the best pilot ever.
They do. Well, they have a good relationship. However, here we switch perspectives yet again. Back to Mon Cala as the Rey, Rose, and Chewie are look like they're offloading some cargo. Everything is getting wet from the sea spray. I can't wait to get off this planet and back onto a world with drier land.
Those dry breathers.
It's Rey. She's being emo. Cheer up, Rey. I have a feeling Leia's already won over the people of Mon Cala to our cause.
I bet they have. Yeah.
And then we get this whole group of somewhat wife beater wearing Corrins, and they're all Corrins. They're not Mon Calas, but they're Corrins. You were warned to leave Off-Worlders, and it has several speech spikes, so it's like several people are saying it, all in unison.
They rehearsed,
So Rey uses the Force to summon her staff because she doesn't have her lightsaber.
Why doesn't she have her lightsaber?
I didn't go back and read the first issue before we did this, but I think, if I remember correctly, in the first one, Leia asked her to leave it behind.
Oh, it's just in the shop or something.
Well, no, I mean...
I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God. No, they didn't want to bring unnecessary weapons, and I think that's what it is. But she did bring her staff, and she thoroughly pretty much kicks everybody's butt.
Yeah.
They leave a real opportunity on the table for Chewie to pull off some arms, though. He does clunk a few heads together, though. But no arm rippage.
Maybe it's because they're not playing that space chess game. So
it's true. I mean, if they would have stopped to play space chess, then he might have done it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Poor Rose. She doesn't seem to have any hand-to-hand. Oh no, she gets a shock in on one of them.
Yeah.
But she sort of looked like she was doing a little hiding. I kind of want her to
She's pretty good with the blaster, though, right?
Yeah, she is. I kind of want her to pull out some Chuck Norris roundhouse kicks. That'd be kind of neat. So anyway, our friends here pretty much take them all out, but we have our just look at that picture of him with his little 3-fang mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of unpleasant.
It just looks so funny to me. He's like, wah. That's what it sound like a Wario, wah, kind of sound. Open a secure communication line to the code I provided you. But sir, General Narsa expressly, do it now, or I will feed your carcass to cavern eels.
Ooh.
And who are they contacting?
I know.
General Hux.
Oh, no. Not Bill Weasley.
Cross promotions. There had better be an important reason to reach out to me directly. I do not forgive waste of my time easily.
Like he's got some sort of calling card that they're just wasting the minutes on.
There's not unlimited minutes here.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe you will want to hear this, General Hux. I believe this could be of great importance to the First Order.
Ooh.
One more thing. You did see the back page here. Look at how Lorenzo Lamas Poe gets back here. His hair's a little bit longer.
Yeah. He's got some curls going.
He needs some 80s music as the wind flows through his hair.
If it gets a little bit longer, he can be the one guy from Coming to America.
Oh my God.
Who his parents have the hair gel or something like that.
They're making another one of those too. It's great. So anyway, I really enjoyed these Allegiance comics. I think that they're a great journey to the Rise. Next issue should be very interesting to see what happens because everybody's basically trapped right now, and we don't have Akbar to point that out. So I mean, they're screwed, right? They don't have a guy to point it out anymore. Maybe Aftab can do it.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll say
maybe
it's
he'll
a trap?
just tattoo it on his chest so that he can start wearing a shirt and then rip it open?
Oh my God. You're off the rails. All right.
It's time that Disney made Star Wars sexy.
Bringing sexy back. All right. Well, anyway, folks, hopefully you enjoyed the comics and the conversation. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything to yell at me about, or Erica, if you want to yell at her.
Feel free.
Again, Twitter is the best place to do it, at TC Plan Podcast. You can also send us a long-form email at tcplanpodcast@gmail.com. That's another thing I tend to rattle off. I rattle off the Twitter handle like it's the email. It's like, oh, wait.
It
It's
stops.
not all
Yep.
Or you can check us out at Facebook. My brother normally does the Facebook because I just can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yell on the Facebook, and then he can look at it and be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Cough break. It's been a while. Hold on, one more. It's just, I can't help it. But anyway, folks, thank you very much for checking out another episode. Again, you really got some overtime here. You got about 20 minutes of overtime, so you guys better have enjoyed it. But thank you very much for stopping by. Have a great rest of your week. And as always, may the Force be with you.